4 Stoic ways to walk away from toxic people. There comes a time in every man's life when he realizes not everyone deserves access to his peace. Some people drain your energy, test your patience, and disturb your calm, all while pretending to care. And the truth is, walking away from them isn't weakness. It's wisdom. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all taught that peace is a man's highest form of power, and that the ability to walk away from chaos without hate, without revenge, and without drama is the mark of true strength. So today, let's talk about 4 Stoic ways to walk away from toxic people with composure, dignity, and self-mastery. Because the man who can walk away in silence is the man who truly owns himself. 1. Accept that you cannot change them. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This is the first and most powerful truth of Stoicism. You cannot control other people, you can only control yourself. Toxic people survive on your emotional reaction, your anger, your attempts to explain, your need to be understood. But a Stoic man knows that trying to change someone who doesn't want to change is like arguing with the wind. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of their behavior. It means you've stopped wasting energy trying to change the unchangeable. Let them be who they are, and you remain who you are. A man of calm, of standards, of peace. Walk away not to punish them, but to protect yourself. Because the greatest sign of maturity is choosing peace over proving your point. 2. Detach emotionally before you leave. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." You see, leaving a toxic person isn't hard because of who they are. It's hard because of what you've imagined them to be. You hold on to their potential, not their reality. You remember the few good moments and ignore the endless chaos. But emotional detachment is the Stoic man's shield. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing your emotions to rule your decisions. Prepare your mind before you act. Remind yourself that peace is worth more than attachment. Train your emotions to obey your reason. So when you finally walk away, you do it calmly, without yelling, without drama, without hate. Because walking away peacefully is a sign that your emotions no longer control you. That Stoic power, quiet, centered, and strong. 3. Let silence be your greatest response. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Toxic people want your reaction, that's their fuel. They want to drag you into their storm so they can feel powerful. But silence disarms them completely. It confuses the manipulator, frustrates the gossip, and starves the attention seeker. When you stop explaining yourself to people who twist your words, when you stop defending yourself to those who never truly listened, you take your power back. Your silence is not avoidance, it's discipline. It's your soul saying, "I refuse to be reduced by this." So when they provoke, stay calm. When they lie, stay still. When they try to make you chase, stay centered. A Stoic man doesn't fight to be right. He walks away to stay free. 4. Redirect your energy toward inner growth. Once you've walked away, don't waste time looking back. Use that energy to grow. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Walking away isn't just about leaving something behind. It's about walking towards something greater. Your peace, your purpose, your evolution. Toxic people are distractions from your higher path. And once you cut them off, you'll notice how much energy returns to you. Energy you can now use to become disciplined, focused, and wise. Start investing that energy into building yourself. Into your body, your mind, your craft, your peace. The Stoic man doesn't chase revenge. He chases mastery. Remember, the greatest revenge is to become so at peace that nothing and no one can shake your composure again. Walking away from toxic people doesn't make you cold. It makes you clear. It's not about hate. It's about respecting yourself enough to stop dancing with chaos. The Stoic man doesn't need to prove his worth. He simply guards his energy, walks away in silence, and continues walking with purpose, with dignity, with strength. Because true peace is not found in isolation. It's found in self-control. Walk away, not with anger but with wisdom. Not to show them you're strong, but because you already are. This is Stoic true wisdom. 4 surprising reasons why smart people hate socializing. Have you ever wondered why some of the most intelligent, wise, and thoughtful people often prefer silence over conversation and solitude over social gatherings? They're not antisocial. They're not arrogant. They're simply operating on a different wavelength, one that values depth over noise, truth over comfort, and peace over popularity. As the Stoics taught, the more you learn to understand yourself, the less you'll feel the need to be understood by others. Today, we'll explore 4 surprising reasons why truly intelligent people often hate socializing, and why their solitude is not loneliness, it's power. 1. They value meaningful conversations, not small talk. Intelligent people crave depth. They want to talk about purpose, self-discipline, the universe, philosophy, and the meaning behind life itself. But when surrounded by people who only speak of gossip, drama, or superficial trends, they feel mentally starved. To them, small talk feels like static noise in a world where silence holds more truth. They don't see value in talking just to fill space. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time talking about what a good man should be one." That's the mindset of the intelligent. They'd rather sit in silence with someone genuine than speak endlessly with someone shallow. Their conversations are intentional, not habitual. They don't seek to be entertained, they seek to understand. And when they realize most people only talk, not think, they naturally withdraw. Because the wise don't fear silence. They respect it. 2. They're highly empathetic and emotionally aware. Truly intelligent people feel deeply. They sense others' moods, intentions, and hidden emotions without a single word being spoken. This heightened awareness can be a blessing and a curse. Because when they walk into a crowded room, they don't just hear the noise, they feel the energy. They sense the anxiety, the envy, the pretense, the fake smiles. While others laugh without thinking, they observe, quietly noticing what's real and what's forced. The Stoics believe that awareness brings peace only when combined with detachment. But for intelligent minds, this awareness can be draining. They absorb too much. They notice too much. They understand too much. And that's why they prefer solitude, not to escape people, but to recharge from them. For them, silence is healing. It's where they regain their strength, clarity, and inner calm. 3. They refuse to pretend or wear masks. The modern world runs on appearances, fake smiles, shallow compliments, and social performances. But an intelligent man lives differently. He refuses to play the social game. He doesn't fake laughter to be liked. He doesn't agree just to fit in. He values authenticity over approval. As Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you can improve." And that's why he avoids most crowds, because most gatherings are filled with masks. He would rather walk alone in truth than sit surrounded by pretenders. To him, loneliness with honesty is better than popularity built on lies. So he detaches. He observes. He protects his energy. He chooses solitude, not because he dislikes people, but because he dislikes pretending to be someone he's not. 4. They find peace in solitude, not discomfort. Where others see silence as emptiness, the intelligent see it as freedom, while the average mind fears being alone with its thoughts. A wise person finds strength in reflection, reading, and stillness. Their peace doesn't depend on noise, validation, or attention. It comes from within. A Stoic understands that solitude is the training ground of the mind. It's where you confront your fears, discipline your emotions, and reconnect with your soul. The world glorifies busyness, but the intelligent glorify stillness, because they know that in silence, you discover who you truly are. You realize that you don't need constant company, you need clarity. You don't need to be liked, you need to be aligned. And so they walk alone, not because they're broken, but because they've found a deeper form of happiness, one that noise cannot give. The truth is, smart, emotionally aware people don't hate socializing. They hate wasting time on things that drain their soul. They don't avoid people, they avoid distractions. Because every minute spent pretending is a minute lost from becoming. And every fake connection is a wall between them and peace. The Stoics lived by this truth. The wise man is self-sufficient. He doesn't isolate to escape the world. He withdraws to master himself. So when he returns to the world, he walks through it calmly, wisely, and unshaken. So if you prefer peace over parties, depth over drama, and silence over noise, you are not antisocial. You are evolving. 4 ways to defeat fake people without saying a word in this world. You will encounter people who pretend to be your allies, yet secretly plot against you. People who smile to your face but envy you in silence. These are not real friends, these are masks, worn by the insecure and the weak. The Stoics never wasted energy fighting against such people with anger or noise. Instead, they mastered the art of silent victory, defeating their enemies without speaking a single word. This is Stoic true wisdom, and today I will show you 4 ways to defeat fake people without saying a word. 1. Outshine them with your character. Fake people live in illusions. They thrive on appearances, shallow compliments, and borrowed importance. They want to look powerful, but deep inside they are hollow. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be." B1. Your best weapon against fakeness is not confrontation, it is authenticity. Think of it this way. When someone brags about virtues they do not live by, you don't argue with them. You simply embody what they pretend to be. If they claim to be loyal, then you quietly prove loyalty through your actions. If they pretend to be wise, you live in real discipline and silence. Character is something they cannot fake forever. And when you remain consistent, true to your word, and principled in your actions, you shine so brightly that their mask crumbles in comparison. Remember, light never needs to argue with darkness. It just shines and shadows disappear. 2. Remain unshaken by their drama. Fake people often play games. They gossip, they provoke, they try to pull you into emotional traps. Why? Because if they can make you react, they win. But Epictetus warned us, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. When they try to insult you, remain calm. When they spread rumors, stay unbothered. When they try to create chaos, walk through it with composure. This silence, this inner stillness, it shakes them more than any insult ever could. Because nothing exposes a fake person faster than the calmness of someone they cannot control. Imagine a man being ridiculed in a crowded room. He doesn't shout, doesn't fight, doesn't explain. He simply looks on with quiet strength. The mockery fades because true power does not need to scream. That is how you defeat fake people, with stillness so deep they suffocate in their own noise. 3. Let time reveal their mask. Every mask eventually slips. Every lie eventually collapses. Every false person eventually exposes themselves. Seneca wrote, "Time discovers truth." You don't have to rush to unmask fake people. Time itself is your ally. Observe silently. Be patient. Let them reveal who they truly are. If they are disloyal, time will betray them. If they are false, their own contradictions will expose them. If they are manipulative, their web of lies will eventually entangle them. By staying patient and consistent, you let truth do the work for you. While their house of cards falls apart, you remain unmoved, solid, grounded, and unbreakable. Remember, truth needs no defender. It simply endures until the mask shatters. 4. Elevate yourself beyond their reach. Fake people want you to stay trapped in their petty games. They want you distracted, drained, and locked in endless battles. But the Stoics remind us, greatness is found by rising above. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Do not lower yourself to their level. Instead, rise so high that they can no longer touch you. When they waste their time gossiping, you spend yours building. When they seek shallow attention, you grow in silence. When they chase validation, you cultivate self-mastery. Eventually, you become untouchable, not because you fought them, but because you outgrew them. And nothing defeats fake people more than watching you elevate to a level where their tricks, lies, and drama no longer matter. Fake people will always exist. You cannot stop them, you cannot change them, but you can decide how you live. If you choose silence over gossip, discipline over reaction, and truth over illusions, then you've already won. Not by crushing them, not by proving them wrong, but by refusing to let them touch your inner peace. Remember, the Stoic path is not about fighting shadows. It is about walking so firmly in the light of character that shadows fade on their own. Carry this wisdom with you, and you will find that defeating fake people requires no words at all, only strength of spirit. This is Stoic true wisdom. Thank you for walking this path with me.